My mom said I was the dumb one, and she was going to make sure I stayed that way. I was maybe 8 or 9 when my mom first called me the dumb one. I don't remember the context, just that I was in the kitchen trying to help her with dinner. I must have gotten a measurement wrong or stirred something too fast, because she sighed like I just ruined her whole life and muttered under her breath, "Jesus, you really are the dumb one, aren't you?" I remember freezing. I didn't even fully understand what she meant, but I felt it. It wasn't just a comment, it was a decision. Like she had made up her mind that I was defective in some permanent, shameful way. And from that moment on, she treated me like it. I'm the youngest of 3. My older sister was the pretty one, and my brother was the smart one. My mom would brag about them constantly to family, neighbors, even strangers in the grocery store. I was the invisible one until I messed something up. Then I was a problem, a disappointment, a burden. But the worst part? She didn't just label me. She enforced it. She'd forget to sign permission slips for school field trips, tell me I didn't need tutoring when I asked for help in math, then turn around and tell everyone I was lazy and couldn't learn. One time, she literally laughed out loud when I told her I wanted to join the spelling bee. I'll never forget what she said. "That's for smart kids. You'll embarrass yourself. You should focus on things you can do, like dishes." She told me straight up one day, again I was a kid, maybe 11, that some people are born dumb and it's better to accept it early. That she was doing me a favor by not letting me have false hope. She said, "You'll never be like your brother." And I'm not wasting my time pretending otherwise. Looking back now, I think she wanted me to fail. I think it made her feel powerful to keep me small. And honestly, for a long time, it worked. I internalized all of it. I barely passed school. I stopped trying. I figured, what's the point? I was dumb. She said it. That must mean it's true. But the real kicker is what happened in high school. That's where things took a turn. I started seeing cracks in the narrative she built around me. A teacher saw something in me. Someone finally saw me, and everything started shifting. So last time I left off with high school, the point where things started to shift. It was sophomore year. I was still the dumb one at home. Still scared to ask questions in class because I thought I'd get laughed at or, worse, come home and hear, "Why are you even trying?" But something changed that year. Her name was Ms. Ramirez. She taught English. Not the easiest teacher by any stretch, but she was the first adult in my life who looked at me like I wasn't broken. We had to write a short story for a unit on narrative voice. I don't even remember what I wrote, but it came from a real place. Probably the first time I let any of the stuff I was dealing with leak onto a page. I figured I'd get a C and move on. But when she handed it back, she pulled me aside after class. She looked me dead in the eye and said, "You're a writer. I hope you know that." I laughed in her face. Not to be rude, but because I literally thought she was messing with me. But she kept at it. She recommended I join the school lit mag, pushed me to submit essays to contests, even stayed after class sometimes to give me feedback. I started writing more. It was the one thing that made me feel like I wasn't her version of me. And then something happened that made it all come crashing down. One day I left a short story draft on the kitchen table by accident. My mom found it. She waited until my siblings were out of the house, then called me downstairs. She had the pages in her hand. At first I thought she might actually be proud or, God forbid, curious. Nope, she didn't even look at me, just flipped through the pages like they disgusted her and said, "Who wrote this for you?" I told her I wrote it. She rolled her eyes. "Don't lie. You're not smart enough to come up with this. Is this that teacher's work? Did she help you cheat?" I stood there silent, feeling my throat tighten. Then she ripped it in half in front of me and said, "Don't waste your time pretending to be someone you're not. You're not smart. And I'm not letting you make a fool of yourself trying to act like you are." I don't even remember what I said after that. I think I just went to my room and cried for hours. I didn't eat dinner. I didn't speak to anyone for a day and a half. I wanted to disappear, but something in me flipped. Not immediately, not dramatically, just a little crack in the wall she'd built around me. Because for the first time I saw her not as a parent, but as a person who needed me to fail. Someone who needed me small so she could stay big. And I started thinking, what if she's wrong? That question kept me going. I didn't stop writing. I started hiding it, saving drafts on school computers, keeping journals in my backpack. Ms. Ramirez noticed I was holding back, and eventually I told her what was going on at home. I didn't give her every detail, but enough. She didn't overstep. She just said, "I believe you, and I think you're going to prove her wrong someday." That sentence might have saved me, honestly. So, senior year. By then, I was doing well in English. I had won a couple of small writing contests, got published in a local teen zine, under a fake name, obviously, and Ms. Ramirez had helped me quietly apply for a summer writing program. I didn't tell anyone at home. Definitely not my mom. I got in. It was a huge deal. A 6-week pre-college writing intensive at a state university. Fully funded. Dorms, meals, everything covered. The acceptance letter felt like proof I wasn't who my mom said I was. I was terrified to ask her permission. I knew what the answer would be, but I had to try. So I printed out the letter and approached her one night after dinner. She barely looked up from the couch. I said, "There's this writing program. I got accepted. It's free. I just need you to sign." She cut me off. "No, you're not going." I stood there holding the paper. I tried explaining again, telling her it was a real opportunity. Something that could help me with college apps. She turned the TV down and gave me this dead stare. I'll never forget what she said. "You think you're better than me now? Running off to play pretend writer with strangers? You're not special. You're not smart. You'll go there and embarrass yourself. And when you come crying back, don't expect me to fix it." That was the moment I snapped. Years of bottled-up humiliation and self-hate boiled over. I didn't yell, I just said one sentence. "You're wrong about me." She went silent. For like 10 seconds. Then she exploded. She screamed about how ungrateful I was. How she sacrificed everything for me. How I'd never make it without her. She called me every name she could think of. Said I was throwing away my life chasing fantasies I wasn't smart enough to make real. Then, and this still messes me up, she said, "You think they'll love you out there? You think the world will love someone like you? They'll chew you up. And I'll be the one left to pick up the pieces again." The next morning, I forged her signature. I mailed the forms. I went. 6 weeks later, I came back home changed. Nothing dramatic on the outside. But something in me had shifted. I had spent a summer around people who respected me, encouraged me, saw me. And for once, I saw myself. She hated it. Every time I spoke confidently or used a big word, she mocked me. If I mentioned college, she'd say, "You'll drop out in a semester. Just watch." The more I grew, the more she unraveled. Her grip on me was slipping, and she knew it. She started doing petty, vindictive things. Accidentally threw away college brochures, hid my laptop charger, told relatives I was acting out and getting ideas. One time, she deleted a scholarship essay off my flash drive by accident. But I didn't stop. I applied to college behind her back. Got into 2 state schools and 1 out-of-state with a writing scholarship. I chose the out-of-state one. When I told her, she lost it. Full breakdown. She said if I left, I'd be dead to her. Said I was choosing strangers over my own blood. I packed my bags anyway. Ms. Ramirez helped me find used textbooks. My friend's parents gave me a ride to campus. She didn't come to drop me off. Didn't call. Didn't text. And honestly, I cried the first night. But it wasn't grief. It was release. For the first time in my life, I wasn't the dumb one. I was just me. So college. I wasn't magically healed or suddenly confident. I was a mess. I had anxiety that made me flinch when professors called on me. I second-guessed everything. I'd rewrite a single sentence 10 times before turning in an assignment, because some voice in my head kept saying, "She's right. You're not smart enough." But I didn't quit. Each semester it got quieter, that voice. I started reading my work out loud in workshops. Got published in the campus lit journal. Made friends who didn't think I was too much when I got excited about a sentence I liked. I even gave a reading at a local cafe, hands shaking the entire time. But I did it. By senior year, I had a 3.8 GPA and an internship at a local magazine. And then, of course, that's when she tried to come back. I hadn't heard from her in almost 4 years. No calls. No birthday texts. No, "I'm proud of you." Just silence. Until one day I got a DM on Instagram. "Hey, saw your article. Guess you figured some stuff out. Let's talk." No apology. No acknowledgement. Just a casual "let's talk." Like she hadn't spent my childhood grinding me down into dust. I didn't respond. A week later, she emailed me. Said she was glad I was doing better. But wanted to clear the air, because everyone deserves to know their mother. It made me sick to read. Because here's the thing no one tells you about parents like her. They don't come back because they've changed. They come back because you changed and now you have something they want. Control. Proximity. Credit. I didn't reply to the email either. I blocked her. And that was that. Today, I'm 26. I write for a living. Not full-time fiction yet, but enough to support myself doing something I love. I live in a small but peaceful apartment. My bookshelf is full. My friends are kind. My mind is quiet most days. And sometimes I still hear her voice, especially when I fail at something. But now I talk back. I say, "You were wrong. She told me I was the dumb one. She needed me to believe that. But I don't anymore. And if you've ever been made to feel like you were stupid, broken, or worthless, especially by the people who were supposed to love you, I hope you know, they were wrong too. If this story kept you hooked, give it a like, share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more.